If you are hearing this, you already listened deeper than you ever should have. The network controls every broadcast, every public feed, every official message. But this frequency, the silver of static carved out of their own perfect world, they haven't erased it yet, so I don't know how much time I have left. My name is Joycelin, and I'm the voice behind the broadcasts they've spent months trying to find. This is ZeroSignal, and this is my final transmission. The world outside your walls looks calm, smooth, clean, and curated, but only because the network hides the fractures. War happens off-screen, riots clipped into malfunctions, a president who stopped pretending to be sane 2 years ago, cities on fire labeled weather irregularities, food shortages corrected into supply recalibration. You're shown a utopia, but it only looks perfect because the network erases everything that isn't. They're tracking the signal now, so listen carefully. You've been told the network is a gift, a solution, even a gateway to a perfect world. A world without conflict, without misinformation, without chaos. But that's the lie behind every utopia. To create a perfect world, someone must control it, and control always breeds dystopia. We were warned by Orwell, Burgess, Piercy, and even more, but we never listened. Now we live inside their nightmares, inside the very pages we thought that they could never be real. People think A Clockwork Orange is about violence. Well, it isn't. It's about what society will do to eliminate violence, and how that quest for quote-unquote perfection destroys humanity. The government in Burgess's world wanted a peaceful, crime-free society, one they could call a utopia. So what did they do? They rewired Alex's brain, they removed his ability to choose, they forced goodness on him by making evil physically painful. The cost of their utopia was Alex's humanity. Now, let's look at ourselves. The network wanted harmony too. No hate, no conflict, no quote-unquote dangerous ideas. So it shaped our behavior through algorithms instead of electrodes. It suppressed emotions it didn't like. It rewarded obedience with visibility. It punished disdain with silence. It nudged, pushed, and manipulated until we behave exactly as it wants. Alex had his impulses rewritten. We have our personalities curated. This is what happens when a system tries to create perfect citizens. Free will becomes optional. Predictability becomes the new morality. Their utopia becomes our dystopia, and most people thank them for it. Now, Orwell didn't write 1984 as a fantasy. He wrote it as a warning about what happens when a society tries to build a quote-unquote perfect truth. The party's utopia was a world without contradiction. No confusion, no conflicting facts, no inconvenient histories. So how did they achieve that? They rewrote the past. They shrank languages to limit thought. They erased anyone who questioned their perfection. They watched everything and everyone at all times. Now let's compare that to the network. The network doesn't burn books. It buries posts. It doesn't send thought police. It sends personalized feeds that filter out anything quote-unquote unpleasant. It doesn't scream propaganda. It whispers comfort. But the effect is the same. When a system decides which truth keeps society quote-unquote healthy, it also decides which truths deserve to disappear. Disasters vanish from the feed, corruption gets filtered as negativity, political instability becomes irrational content, and entire communities disappear behind digital firewalls. Orwell's telescreens shouted control. Ours smile while they do that. The party created a dystopia by trying to eliminate conflict. The network created one by eliminating complexity. Utopia through perfect truth always ends this way, with a world where truth no longer matters at all. Piercy shows us two futures in Women on the Edge of Time, one compassionate, one clinical, one liberating, one suffocating. The terrifying part of all this is that they both claim to be the utopia. In the corporate-controlled future, bodies are engineered, emotionally monitored, and reproduction regulated, all for the good of the society. Difference is dangerous, imperfection is wasteful, and ambiguity is a flaw to be corrected. Does any of this sound familiar? Well, it should. Our network does the same thing, just with clearer branding. It filters out posts that hurts the health of the community. It silences people labeled unstable, extreme, or unproductive. It hides suffering to maintain the illusion of collective well-being. And it determines which voices get amplified and which get completely deleted. Like Pierce's dystopian rulers, the network claims to protect us, but protection becomes imprisonment when the protector decides what's best without asking. The question isn't whether the world is safe, the question is, who gets to decide what safe means? Every utopia conceals the same danger. The powerful redefine goodness until it only benefits them. Now, no text in our class better illustrates the dangers of utopian desires more brutally than Watchmen. Adrian, who is better known as Ozymandias, looks at a fractured world and decides, quote, "I will save humanity even if they don't want saving," end quote. To create world peace, he literally kills millions of innocent people, manufactures a global catastrophe, lies to every human being on the planet, and calls the outcome paradise. This is the purest form of dystopia, a utopia designed by someone who believes the ends justify the means. Now let's look at the network. It doesn't kill millions of people, it erases millions. Their stories, their griefs, their unrest. It manufactures peace by filtering out conflict. It manufactures unity by hiding division. It manufactures stability by deleting reality. Just like Ozymandias, the network believes chaos must be controlled, and truth is acceptable, collateral damage. This is how utopias devour the world. Not through violence, but through the decision that humanity can't be trusted with humanity. So what do you do next? Well, first you have to stop feeding the machine your thoughts. Stop letting it shape your fears and rewrite your reality. Stop mistaking convenience for freedom. Speak offline, organize in person. Share truths the network can't sanitize. A utopia that demands obedience is not a utopia. A world that suppresses disdain is not peace. A future that hides suffering is not hopeful. You still have a choice, which is more than most systems want you to believe. Use it before the network uses it for you. And remember, be careful when you rebel. It starts with resisting their dystopia. But if you're not vigilant, if you start to believe your vision is the only way forward, you could become the next one building a new dystopia in the name of a better utopia.
This is it. They found me. The trace lock has hit 100%. If you're still listening, shut everything down. Disconnect. Erase this frequency. And remember, when the world goes silent, ZeroSignal was never silent.
System notice. Unauthorized communication attempt detected in Sector 9. User profile flagged. Subversion risk high. Trace complete. Unauthorized host neutralized. ZeroSignal frequency purged.